Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? I feel like a big bag of crap this morning. But we're gonna push. We're gonna push. It's good to see you guys. I'm probably gonna be a little bit softy. My throat's pretty sore. So I'm not gonna be able to talk very loud today, I don't think. So I'll do my best. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We'll do some day 3 of Hogwarts Legacy, man. We're going to do the news first, obviously. We'll see what we can find out. I got some settings that were pushed to me by some of the community yesterday, incorporated to try and see outside of the game, see if it would help the game at all. And we'll see if that works. But you know, everybody that's been a part of the playthrough so far on Hogwarts, I think it's pretty obvious. Been able to tell that there's nothing really I can do. There's just really random stuttering and frame drop in the game. Outside of that, there's cool parts of the game. There's some stuff that feels lacking to me, but there's good stuff about the game too. And I'm having a fun time with the content. It's just rough pushing through the performance issues of the game, you know. So we'll see if the options that were pushed to me yesterday by some of our community members here that I incorporated will do any work in helping us alleviate some of those issues. Yeah, we'll see. Yo, Kayla, what's up, my friend? How are you? Happy Thursday, yo, day off. Yeah, let's see. Let's go. Oh, Ramsell, what's up, my friend? How you feeling? How's that sinus infection, man? So, on that note, let's do what we do, man. Let's get in here and let's start taking a look at the news, yeah? Better? Good. Nice, Kayla, nice. Let's get into the news. Getting better, good. Yeah, dude, I thought I was getting better until like yesterday. My throat was scratchy all day during the stream, but I just kind of pushed. After the stream, dude, it started getting worse. Took a bunch of medicine and passed out. I woke up this morning and it's just I'm a hot mess, man. So, yeah. What house am I in? Slytherin, baby. Yeah, Slytherin. Right. Check it out, man. This is what we're listening to this morning. Kids are better. Yeah, I thought I was good too, man. I had a couple of days of really good progression where yesterday, most of the day, I felt much better. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, my throat was a little scratchy, but that was it. It wasn't anything significant. And then towards the last half of the stream yesterday, it started feeling more sore than scratchy, and then last night it got worse, and then all night long, dude, I was like waking up with a sore throat and stuff, and it's still there. So yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that doesn't normally happen. Like, if I get over something, I'm usually over it, so I don't know. Feels bad, but we'll push, man. We'll get it done. Good, Mamzel, I'm glad. Yeah, playing it on console, or are you playing it on PC? Thanks, Memzo. Yeah, this is what we're listening to this morning. BPM, amazing first-person shooter, rhythm-based roguelike game. Very cool. Great soundtrack too. Go check it out. Cool. Go check it out. We'll go ahead and stop the music, and we'll get into the gaming. We'll see how I'm feeling. Did I do the same thing, Kayla? I pet every single cat I see. It's every single cat you pet's like a cutscene, and I can't. Oh, okay, yeah. It's supposed to be a better experience on console. Yeah, I'm glad you grabbed it on console. That's what I've been telling everybody. Is like, if you have the opportunity to play it on console, play it on console. Yeah, it doesn't. There are a lot of people having issues on PC. Yeah. All right, let's get in it, man. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of news about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. We watched it. Yeah, we watched it at the end of the stream, and I think the biggest things for me, which I knew that we were going to get, was Tears of the Kingdom. Um, and Metroid Prime remastered, dude. That's cool. Metroid Prime. Yeah, yeah. Well, the PC stuff is like it's just very unoptimized. So it's not uh it's a lot of stutter and it's a lot of frame drop is what it is. Um so outside of the fact that I can't get the game to play at anything stable above 1080p at all. And then anything that I do get at a stable frame rate, I still have really weird sections of the game that are just randomly like tanking out. It's really weird. But we'll see how it goes today. They still haven't put out a patch for the game either. So, good times. There were some good announcements at the Nintendo Direct. I mean, obviously, we saw some more of Tears of the Kingdom. I think there are going to be a lot of people jacked about Pikmin. Pikmin's never been my kind of game, but I know a lot of people like Pikmin, and we got to see some Pikmin 4 stuff. There's a lot of vintage Game Boy games coming to Switch Online, which I think a lot of people are going to be stoked about. That looked pretty cool. And that's pretty good on Nintendo there. I think that the main thing for Nintendo is making sure that they're really looking first and foremost when they're bringing all these old school games to the platform, making sure they're grabbing the right ones for the for the fan base, you know. But it looks like they're bringing some really good titles initially for the Game Boy entries into the Switch Online stuff for the retro games. It's very cool. Oh yeah, yeah. Pikmin's like wait, what was the first Pikmin game? What was it on, dude? It's a lot. It's been around forever, man. But it's never been something that appealed to me. I've never really played it, so I know a lot of people like it, but it's just not really my jam. But the Metroid Prime remastered looked cool, man. I'm pretty psyched about that. That's cool. Um, I think I think Tears of the Kingdom is going to be good. What I think there are possibly going to be people that are. I think there's going to be a split, a divide here. Then what I think it's going to be is you're going to get people that gamers like our buddy Cash, that is a diehard Legend of Zelda fan and will be blown away by Tears of the Kingdom because it's going to be very similar to Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild was very good. It had its issues, though. I hope they fix some of the things that they overlooked in the first one in Breath of the Wild. I hope they fix some of those quality of life things. Some of the combat was real janky, in my opinion. So I'm looking for a more polished experience in regards to some of those things for Tears of the Kingdom. If they do that, I'm going to enjoy it quite a bit because Breath of the Wild was great. But what I think is you're going to get some other people, like I heard people saying yesterday, it looks just like Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it does. It looks just like Breath of the Wild. And that's exactly what I expected. I think they really pushed, even with Breath of the Wild, I think they really pushed the hardware, the Switch, to its limits. And I don't think you're going to be able to get much more out of a Legend of Zelda game on the Switch platform, the current Switch platform. So I didn't expect anything different looking, really different. I think we're still going to have areas in Tears of the Kingdom where you end up having a bunch of frame drop, just like there was in Breath of the Wild. It's just the hardware is too old, man. They did a great job for what Breath of the Wild is, and that game's amazing. And for what they were able to accomplish on that hardware, it's a feat, man. And but I think there are going to be people that are a bit turned off by the fact that this game's not going to be a whole lot different. I don't think outside of like the story and stuff than what Breath of the Wild was. So there are going to be some people expecting different that aren't going to get different that are a bit turned off by that. And there are going to be other people that just absolutely love Breath of the Wild. They love The Legend of Zelda, and they're going to be fine with it. I'm not talking about this anymore, dude. I'm done with it. The whole J.K. Rowling debate thing, dude. I've hit enough over it the past like week and a half to 2 weeks leading up to the release of the game and everything. My sentiments are out there, dude. If you want to know, go look at previous news segments, either as highlights on the Twitch channel or as the VODs on the YouTube channel. We hit on it almost every single day over the past 2 weeks, and I'm done. I'm done with it. Yeah, Nintendo adds Game Boy games to the Switch at last. Yeah, we'll just pull that up. That's very cool. A lot of people are stoked about that. It's very, very cool. Hmm. Sorry, guys. Yeah, already available, dude. Metroid Prime Remastered digital version. What are they? I wonder what that's gonna. That my big thought was like, how much are they making people pay for this? So nearly 500,000 people are playing Hogwarts Legacy on what is this PC on Steam before it's truly out. Yeah, yeah, yep. And it's not performing very well, dude. I'm not gonna dive into that, but that's a lot of 500,000 playing before its standard release. Yeah, I mean that's the way I feel about it too, man. So yeah, I mean I tend to repeat myself quite often whenever I come across repetitive, the repetition that I get in certain articles in the news segments and stuff. I tend to repeat myself a lot, right? Because we come across the same topic for an amount of time. And that's one of those that is all over the place right now. It's a hot topic, but I've just covered it so much that I mean, to an extent, I feel like it's important because I never know who's going to come across these, who's going to be watching, who's going to see them as VODs or highlights and stuff later. But there comes a point where I'm like just done repeating myself, Not for you, buddy. You just keep grinding, all right? What's up, man? 70 US dollars won't be a trend. It already is. Well, that's one of the things I heard before I even started playing the game, sitting in traffic. Dude, just run over everybody with the Prius, dog. You're good. Uh, just go monster truck on everybody, dude. Um, I had heard that you run out of room in the game. And so the way I normally play RPGs, I hold on to almost everything normally, but I've already started selling stuff too, Kayla. I'm just like, whatever, I'm not going to deal with it. I already heard there's an issue with not being able, like, inventory space is an issue in the game. And I've just started selling the equipment that is no longer worth me holding on to as far as like stats and stuff. Yeah, I've already started selling stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, whatever. February's Xbox Game Pass editions include Atomic Heart, and dude, that's not normally the way I play those games. Yeah, they should, but like I said, I had just heard that there's an issue with inventory space. I haven't confirmed that out of my own experience yet, and just to kind of avoid it early game, I just went ahead and started trying to play opposite of the way I normally play game. I'm usually a hoarder, man. I usually keep like one of every item in the game and stuff. You know? So, I mean, that's one of those things that if that's the case, I'm really going to harp on the game for that. You know, that doesn't make sense. You should, especially, you know, the fact that you do have a room and you know, you should have storage. You should be able to keep as much stuff as you want in the game. That's one of the things that a lot of RPG players love. They like to hoard loot, you know? Um, so we'll see as I keep playing. But that's what I had already read. Yeah. Yeah. I've just been like transmogging all the stuff I'm wearing anyways, so most of the stuff I wear isn't what it actually looks like. I just like transmog it, yeah. So it doesn't really matter. I transmog to reflect my evil pride, to push my evil on everybody. Yes, yes, absolutely. Look, I got my Snape wand right here. Don't make me get it out. You be good. Or you be bad. Don't make me get my wand out. You be bad. Yeah, Windows 10 continues to be preferred by PC gamers. Yeah, because Windows 11 has issues. Every operating system that comes out needs time to bake, dude. A lot of people that aren't techies don't really understand that. So a lot of people just jump in right away when they have the option to upgrade. You should let an operating system bake for a while, let them work the bugs out. They've apparently been gotten some things finished and making it better for gamers, but there were significant issues for people trying to game on Windows 11, and I've been telling people for a while just to hold off. Windows 10 is fine. You don't need to move off of Windows 10 yet. If you're comfortable with it, if it's working fine for you, just stay on it. There's no need to move to Windows 11 right now. It's fine. I'm a Gryffindor being corrupted. Oh, your favorite person so far is Sebastian? Yeah, 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 yeah. I like the little girl. What's the little girl that's going around like with what are those little uh the little balls that spray the stinky stuff on everybody? She's my favorite character so far. The gobstones, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I can't think this morning, dude. I'm sorry. The gobstones. Yeah, that little girl with the gobstones is my favorite character so far. She's like, "You think I should?" I'm like, "Yeah, these people suck, dude. You should go play some more people." And she's like, "Yeah, this will be great because I never lose, and they're gonna be stinky." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great." Oh, that hurt, dude. Yeah, that was so good yesterday. I was like, "That's fantastic, dude. I love this little girl." She's great, man. John Wick video game discounted to only $1.99. Surprised comicbook.com wasn't saying that it was being given away for $1.99 from the article we had the other day. Overwatch League details format changes for upcoming season. We'll take a look at that. Beloved Star Wars video game saga on sale for under $4. Cool. Let's see. Let's go look at our other search, man. Yeah, this is more of that stuff, dude. I'm done with it. Oh man, yeah, yeah, we've talked about it. Oh, Zenobia, yeah, cool name too. Yeah, thanks, Kayla. Yeah, it's a cool name. I like that name. Crafton announces new video game studio in Montreal. Take a look at that. I knew Mamzel was gonna put something like that. I was waiting on it. Oh, dude, eyelash. New Game Pass titles for console, PC, and cloud. Didn't mean to do that. That was supposed to be a middle mouse press. Go. There we go. Yeah, we'll hit on this real quick. I mean, we watched it yesterday together, but maybe not everybody was here. You know what I mean? So we'll go over the highlights from Nintendo's latest direct. Yep. Yeah, Wild Hearts cinematic trailer full of big beasts. I read that wrong to begin with, and I was like, Doug, what kind of search am I doing? Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a very common take on this game. Um, Visually lush but tediously choreographed combat game. I disagree. Any action combat game you get is gonna feel repetitive to an extent, but they at least give you the opportunity to change your fighting style up a bit with like passives and what attacks you want to use, combos and things like that, to where um, you can play the game you want to the way you want to play the game. It's not like every single time. Like if you watch somebody play a fight and then you went and played the fight, it wouldn't be the same exact fight. You know, that's not the way this is. So, um, I don't know that I would agree with that. I'm not going to dive into that, but I mean, I guess I get it to an extent. But dude, anybody that's ever played a like an action combat, like a hack and slash game, you're gonna have some kind of feeling of choreographed combat to an extent because there's a limit to what you can do most of the time. But ultimately, there's enough variety in the way you can build your character's combat to make it feel nice and unique. So I don't necessarily agree. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe reveals new track and new playable ellipses. Yeah, we already talked about the Iron Man stuff. Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition unboxing video. Ooh. You know what sucks? I love Final Fantasy so much. But I'm so scared of Square right now. And their PC ports are usually terrible. But we're going to look at this. Is Windows 11 spying on you? Probably. Just about anything you access on a device is probably spying on you a little bit at least nowadays. Looks like a fifth character presented in video for Dead Island 2. Take a look at that. All right, let's get into the news. Let's go. Those will be good enough articles right there. Harry Potter might be worse than Pokemon. In what way? You just mean like overall? Just in your feelings about the universe? You hate Pokemon too? Who are you, dude? Massively overrated? Funny coming from you. Got him. Oh. For me, dude, I would agree with you. I think Pokemon has definitely lost its luster for me. I loved Pokemon when I was younger, and I mean, I started getting into Pokemon back with like Pokemon Red, like when the games first started coming out and everything. So I used to really like the Pokemon games. I need to try Arceus, Um, I need to try Arceus. I've heard Arceus is pretty good, but they've got a ways to go with this whole like transition for the Pokemon stuff. And I know you're talking about just the universe as a whole. I think not just like video games and stuff, but for the Pokemon, that universe has gotten huge because of video games in large part also, and Arceus is supposed to be good, but they've got a long ways to go from what I understand for their open world take on a Pokemon game. It still feels very robotic from what I understand. Um, they didn't do nearly as good of a job with that as like something like Breath of the Wild with uh the world, being able to like see the world and having things load in on you. You get like a default background until you get close to stuff. It's There's stuff that they missed on, but I've kind of fallen out of love with the Pokemon game because it just feels like if it feels like Assassin's Creed to me, dude. It feels like that same kind of thing I talk about with Assassin's Creed all the time. It's just so polluted, dude. They just pop those things out all the time, Doug. And I it really just it made that the games anyways knew what to do with these doorposts. Yeah, I'm gonna figure. We're gonna take a look at that this morning. I've got some screenshots actually. We'll figure it out together. How about that? After the news segment, I've got some screenshots that I took yesterday. I brute forced one. I brute forced a couple yesterday, but I don't want to brute force them. I want to know how to do them. And I took some screenshots that should help to show us, because they're not hard to brute force. It doesn't take long to brute force them, but I don't want to brute force them. I want to know what the like calculations are. So I've got some screenshots of one I did yesterday. I've got the formula, and then I've got both the single question mark and the double question mark answer, and the around the outside of the door, so we can figure it out. Okay, we'll take a beat before we jump into the game today, and we'll figure it out together. Cool. We'll put our heads together, as it were. So yeah, I don't know, the Pokemon stuff, man. It really just got lost. There's just too much of it for me. It's just they just roll out too many of them all the time, man. The mirrors, butterflies. What do you mean you don't have the right spell? It's just Illumos, whatever it is. That's it. It's really weird though. It took me a second to figure it out too. Wait, what do you mean? No, you don't have that yet? You should have it. Well, yeah. You have to find the butterfly that goes with the mirror, yes. You look at the image that comes up in the mirror, you go find the butterfly that's flying around where that image is at, and then you take the butterfly back. What do you mean you don't have the spell? What are you talking about? Wicks at the ready. Be careful, mamselle. Can't take the butterfly. What? The image is where you get the butterfly at. Then you take the butterfly back to the mirror. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't take the butterfly. Use Lumos, dude. Use Lumos! What are you yelling about? You're making me yell and my throat hurts. Oh, dude. Bro, where are those jeez. Yo, you're in my channel. You hear me? You yelled at me. You yell at me, I'll yell back at you. I don't care if my throat hurts. You're gonna start caps locking in my chat? You better get ready for it. Oh. Bro. Oh, dude. Oh, Wick, dog. Let's go, dude. Oh, mamselle. That's too funny. Yo, think of the butterflies as moths. How about that, okay? That should help. What do moths like? Light. Think of them as moths. You should be fine. Nintendo $70 USD won't be a trend. Games priced on case by case basis. Dude, whatever. Makes more sense like that, right? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny, dude. Don't expect every title to match Zelda's price. Look, I've got an issue with this, dude. I mean, to be fair, dude, um, that seems like something right up your alley, Wick. I mean, you couldn't even get through the tutorial, dude, of Hi-Fi Rush, man. So I mean, my throat is killing me, dude. It could be though. After a $70 USD price tag for the Tears of the Kingdom was pulled from Nintendo's website yesterday, it's now been officially confirmed during the latest direct presentation. If you're wondering what exactly is going on, Nintendo has now provided an official response. According to the video game giant, game pricing is done on a case-by-case basis. The price tag on the new Zelda title isn't necessarily going to be a trend going forward. We determine the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis. To reiterate, don't expect to see this particular amount attached to every future Switch release or Nintendo game going forward. Just the ones we know that everybody's going to buy. price tag of 60 USD should still be a thing for the average release. Because I'm a dragon. Wick, that's why. And I've just been burning you so much that my throat hurts. Don't, dude. No. Don't. No, I'm not gonna answer it, dude. Wick, you're right, bro. So to reiterate, we don't expect to see this particular amount attached to every future Switch release or Nintendo game going forward. The price tag of 60 USD should still be a thing for the average release. If you're picking up Zelda, there will also be a collector's edition and an amiibo for it. Learn more in our previous post. This is kind of gross, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, don't. Yeah, ignore that. Yeah, don't buy into that. You know. So this is what's really disgusting about this is like we talked a lot about this yesterday. There's enough monetization schemes that go on that I really don't see the need for games to be jumping up to $70 at all anyway. There's enough battle pass and microtransaction stuff and DLC crap that they always pull on us, even though it should have been part of the base game probably. It's there's enough of this kind of stuff that a $70 price tag it was not needed in the gaming industry in my opinion. Now you also want to talk about the fact that we're already hearing news about this is going to be one of the last, probably one of the major last titles developed for the Switch because Nintendo is apparently working on what their next console will be, right? Oh, yeah, I know, Mamselle, yeah. So here's what's really bad about this, too. So anybody that wants to play this now on the current Switch, right? What they want, and this is another thing about Nintendo is they don't drop prices, dude. It's not like this game's going to come out at a $70 price tag and then 5 to 6 months down the line you're going to be able to get about a third off of it or anything. Nintendo just doesn't do sales like PlayStation and Xbox titles do. It just doesn't happen, right? So you're talking about a game that's going to remain at a $70 price point forever, as well as the fact that like you buy it now for the Switch, and we have no idea if this title will be like backwards compatible on the new console coming out for Nintendo. So if it's not, what do? If you want it on this console right now, you want to play it on release, you pay $70. And then whenever the new console comes out in another year, if you want to play it on that console too, you're going to have to buy it again because they'll port it over to the new console. It probably won't be backwards compatible. So you're going to have to spend about $150 US for two different copies of this. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel good, dude. It doesn't. And again, with all the other monetization crap that's being pulled on us as a consumer all the time in the gaming industry, I don't see it, dude. I don't see the need for it other than just greed. I really don't. So, feels bad, dude. And look, Nintendo's not the only one doing it. All these major developers and publishers and stuff are pulling this crap. They're going $70 is the norm. We had a pretty refreshing, a breath of fresh air, if you will, with Hi-Fi Rush coming out as a AAA title at $30, and it was, in my opinion, worth well over that. Yeah, I bet you would, Wick. Pay $200 that you for a game wouldn't even get past the tutorial. You know what I'm saying? But look, you do you. You know. Who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? So, at least with the other platforms, man, their games go on sale quite often. With Nintendo, they don't, man. You're gonna end up paying this forever. So I don't know. Doesn't feel good to me. Apparently, it feels great to Wick though. Wick loves it. So there are gonna be people out there that are, I guess, fine with it. You know. February's Xbox Game Pass editions include Atomic Heart and Madden 23. 6 games are also being removed from the service this month. Interesting. Uh, Xbox confirmed a number of games coming to its Game Pass service in February, including first-person shooter Atomic Heart, City Skylines, and Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. God. February's lineup was announced today, February 8th, and brings a number of games to both console and PC versions of Game Pass. The first new games to arrive are Madden 23, another one of Wick's favorites, and SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which join Game Pass tomorrow. Additionally, EA Play and Ultimate members will be given a supercharge pack for logging into Madden Ultimate Team between tomorrow and March 9th. Gross, dude. If you don't know what this is, these are the loot boxes for EA's sports games. Next up, Tell World's entertainment strategy role-playing game Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord will be added to Game Pass on February 14th, followed by management game City Skylines, remastered on February 15th. However, it's worth noting that the City Skylines remaster will only be available on PC and Xbox Series X and S, not Xbox One. On February 16th, Flying Wild Hogs action shooter Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition arrives on all Game Pass platforms. In last year's review, we described Shadow Warrior 3 as a competent and often very satisfying shooter that struggles with a forgettable story and cheesy writing. Finally, alternate universe shooter Atomic Heart will be available from day one on Game Pass when it launches on February 21st. While we enjoyed the game's FPS action in our recent preview, we left it on an uneasy note due to a confusing open world. Well, that's all for games arriving on Game Pass this month. Xbox has also confirmed that the following games will be leaving the service on February 15th. Last Kids on Earth, Besiege, Crossfire X, Skull the Hero Slayer. That's supposed to be a good little roguelike platformer game. Recompile and Infernax. In other game news, blah, blah, blah. So, I was Atomic Heart, we've seen some gameplay that looks pretty cool, but there's also been a lot of delays, and there are some indicators for Atomic Heart that it could potentially have some issues, maybe not be the greatest title in the world on release, and so I'm a bit hesitant on it for sure. But I mean, if it's on Game Pass, you can play it on Game Pass, and you have Game Pass, and give it a shot. I would be very, very hesitant to like pre-order or buy on release or anything like that. But if you can play it on a subscription service, then for sure, maybe check it out if it seems interesting to you. There's that article. John Wick video game discounted at only $1.99. For a limited period of time, a popular video game tied to the John Wick film franchise has now been discounted to only $2. Since the original John Wick movie was released in 2014, the action series has only started to grow more popular and expand into other mediums. While John Wick Chapter 4 is set to finally hit theaters next month, a game associated with the character can now be picked up for virtually nothing. Available via the PlayStation Store, John Wick Hex for PS4 has now had its price slashed all the way to $2. If I remember correctly, it's kind of a short game, but it was supposed to be okay. Developed by Bithell Games, flown a bit under the radar in recent years. Although the game is a bit divisive, it happens to boast a 78 aggregate score on Metacritic, which means that it's by no means awful. For less than $2, John Wick Hex could definitely be worth snatching up simply to help pass time until Chapter 4. Featuring a unique blend of strategy, time-based action, John Wick Hex captures the feel of the tactical combat from the films and blurs the line between the strategy and action video game genres. Perform well and progress in the main story mode to unlock new weapons, suit options, and locations. Each weapon changes up the tactics you'll use and the manner in which you'll play. Ammo is finite, finite, excuse me, ammo is finite and realistically simulated. So time your reloads and make the most of weapons you scavenge on the job. Experience an original news story set prior to the events of the films, which sees John on a desperate mission to rescue Winston and Sharon from a dangerous new adversary seeking his birthright. This story is brought to life by the world-class voice talents of Ian McShane and Lance Reddick, reprising their iconic roles from the films, and voice acting legend Troy Baker joining the stellar cast of the game's eponymous villain, Hex. Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like something you might be interested in. Again, yeah, I mean, it was not a well-known game or anything, but apparently it was fun enough, entertaining enough, and for $2, man, it might be worth a check. Yeah. PlayStation Store, man. Go check it out. Overwatch League details format changes for upcoming season. The Overwatch League has some big changes planned for its sixth season. There are even rebranded teams making their debuts alongside contender teams getting the opportunity to compete against OWL teams. Read the full post here. Check out the highlights below. So, recap, the season will be split into spring and summer stages, anchored by 2 global LAN events, the Mid-Season Madness Global Tournament and Grand Finals. Teams will remain divided into West and East regions, with the East featuring a more open ecosystem that offers contenders teams the opportunity to compete for a chance to participate in official Overwatch League competition. Competitive play returns on March 23rd with a 3-week Pro-Am tournament in the West with both OWL and contenders teams. OWL circuit play in both regions is scheduled to officially begin on April 27th. The Seoul Infernal, formerly Philadelphia Fusion, and Vegas Eternal, formerly Paris Eternal, have completed organizational rebrands. After a tremendous inaugural campaign, we will have more to share around Calling All Heroes at a later date. So if you guys want more, I'll throw this in. I know we got some Overwatch players. Might be interested in that. Beloved Star Wars game is video game Saga on sale for under $4. New deal for one of the most beloved Star Wars video game franchises of all time is now available for a brief time. Long before titles like Star Wars Squadrons or Jedi Fallen Order came about, Star Wars games used to release far more frequently. While video games set within this sci-fi universe have come a long way over the decades, one of the most popular sagas from yesteryear can now be purchased in full for next to nothing. On Fanatical, you can get the Star Wars Jedi Knight collection for merely $4 on PC. The collection contains 5 different games that center around the iconic character Kyle Katarn. The titles included here happen to be Dark Forces, Dark Forces 2, Mysteries of the Sith, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy. Although these games are a bit older, the Jedi Knight series remains a favorite among Star Wars fans all these years later. Want to pick up this bundle for yourself, though, you'll have to act somewhat quickly. The collection is only available through Fanatical as a star deal, which means that this sale will last for either 48 hours or until all codes are sold out. So if you're interested, you should go take a look fairly soon here and make sure that it's still available and that you can grab it, okay? Right there in chat. Krafton announces new video game studio in Montreal. Here you go, Mamzelle, with fantasy title first up. Look at this. This was just going to be too easy, dude. I'm just going to stop talking. That was just going to be too easy, dude. A world from South Korean video game developer Krafton that will be depicted in an upcoming game taken from a South Korean fantasy novel series, The Bird That Drinks Tears. We've read about this before. Written by Yong Do Lee is shown in this handout image. Patrick Meth, who has spent the last 17 years at Ubisoft Montreal, has been tasked with heading up the new Montreal studio for South Korean video game developer Krafton. I can't, dude. Matthew spent the last 17 years at Montreal. Ubisoft Montreal has been tasked with heading up the new studio for South Korean video game developer Krafton. The first game will be drawn from the South Korean fantasy novel series The Bird That Drinks Tears. The series offers a huge canvas to tell the story of 4 races: humans, Lek Orn, Dokubis and Nagas. I like to call it some kind of medieval fantastic universe without elves, without goblins, said Meth. Each race has their own lore, their own beliefs, and the story of the novel is about an unlikely group of different races put together to accomplish a task. No matter how different they are, they will need to find a way to work together to achieve their goal. He says the material from the novels is so rich that it can furnish several titles, saying there's a lot of meat around the bone. And while the books have yet to be translated into English, he says their world will strike a chord. While it's too early to predict an exact release date for the game, the goal is a 4-year production cycle. First title will be a single-player adventure, although there could be other elements. Montreal will be the lead studio on the game, although there are already some 30 to 40 people in South Korea working on an art book drawn from the novel to ensure that whatever comes out of the series has the same vision. Krafton, whose portfolio includes the Smash Battle Royale title PUBG Battlegrounds, has studios around the world. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll keep track. We've, I mean, probably about 6 months ago, we heard about this going to be turned into some kind of video game, and now we're getting more on it, and we'll see more in the future, I'm sure. New Xbox Game Pass titles for console, PC, and cloud have been announced. Yeah, we just hit on this, so I'm not going to linger on this. This does list all the stuff that's coming, if you need it, and the stuff leaving as well. So I'll just link this again for anybody that needs it. I just accidentally pulled up 2 of these articles. Okay. Highlights from Nintendo's latest Direct. We're not going to watch it. We saw this yesterday together. I can tell you the stuff that I know there are going to be people that are stoked about Pikmin 4. The stuff that seemed more interesting to me was like, so everything that's here is, I'll list these names out. Disney's Illusion Island, Samba de Amigo, Party Central. What is this? Etrian Odyssey, yeah. Omega Strikers. I think this is the one that Wick really wanted to take a dive into, yeah? This is like a free-to-play, I think they said it's going to be free-to-play. Supposed to be kind of like air hockey type game with characters that have skills and stuff. I don't know. But that's one you were talking about yesterday, Wick. Omega Strikers. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Omega Strikers, dude. That I didn't catch the name of yesterday when we were watching together. Batten Kaidos 1 and 2 HD Remaster. Yeah. That's the name of it, dog. Omega Strikers, dude. Yeah. Oh, it's older? Oh, okay. So they're announcing We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royale Reverie, Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass, Xenoblade 3 DLC. There was other stuff too. Like I said, excuse me. There was the end of the showcase had like Tears of the Kingdom, big Tears of the Kingdom kind of trailer, and the other thing that's not in here is Metroid Prime Remastered, which those were 2 of the biggest things for me coming out of it, as well as the Game Boy stuff. They're not showing the Game Boy stuff either. There's a whole bunch of Game Boy games that are coming to the Switch Online stuff. So they missed a few things in here, but if you're interested in any of these titles, I'll link it in chat. All right. Might be worth, if you didn't catch the Nintendo Direct yesterday, it might be worth going and just watching the VOD of it. It can be found on Nintendo's site. It can be found on their Twitch site, probably YouTube. I mean, all those places you can find it. But we watched it yesterday, so I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. I did link that right there if you want to see some of those trailers. Wild Hearts cinematic trailer is full of big beasts. Wild Hearts is coming out on February 17th on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and has had multiple gameplay videos leading up to its launch. However, this latest video is a cinematic trailer, one that presents some of the game's beasts through a different lens. The video goes through Wild Hearts' general premise as players are hunters that build ancient Karakuri structures and utilize teamwork to go against formidable beasts called kimono across feudal Japan-inspired territory called Azuma. Most of the kimono from the trailer have been in prior videos, like the giant boar, bird, and rocky gorilla. However, this cinematic trailer ends with a tease from a new enormous mountain-like bear. The video doesn't give a look at gameplay, but EA has released other trailers that go into its systems, which are you can link to those right here, and I'll put this in chat in a bit. These other videos have actual gameplay that showcase its Monster Hunter-esque mechanics. This is a Monster Hunter clone, no doubt about it. And 3-player co-op, which is cross-platform. While it does look like Capcom's giant series, Wild Hearts seems to... while it does look like Capcom's giant series, talking about Monster Hunter, Wild Hearts seems to have a slightly different tempo because it's being developed by Omega Force, the studio behind the Dynasty Warriors franchise. Let's see some of these.
For centuries, we have clashed with the kimono. They were ferocious as wildfire and unstoppable as the incoming tide.
Yoink! That dude's dead. Trailer's pretty dope, though.
Hunt the beast with our ancient technology.
Hey!
But in the hands of our most inventive, this technology gave us more than a chance at mere
Yo, it's
survival.
Pyramid Head.
It gave us a chance to fight back.
Dude, I can't wait for the new Silent Hill movie.
We honor the hunters and the kimono. Oh,
What is this wizardry? This is Wild Hearts, dude. It's basically Monster Hunter World clone. Or Monster Hunter clone. Yeah. February 17th. Yep. So, we've known about it for a while. That was just showcasing some of the... that was a pretty good trailer. That didn't really showcase any gameplay. But they do have a link right here for a bunch of the other gameplay trailers. And we've seen a lot of the gameplay. Dude, it's literally a Monster Hunter clone. But it's being published by EA. It's being developed by... who was it? Omega Force, yeah. So, it's very, very, very similar to Monster Hunter. But there's some different, like, kind of mechanics with building contraptions that can provide barriers or traps and things like that for your offensive capabilities and stuff and fighting monsters. Thanks, buddy. So, but it's a Monster Hunter clone, dude. No doubt about it. If you need this article, there's the link in there for some of the gameplay videos and stuff too. We've seen a lot about it already, but that was a cool look at like a nice cinematic trailer for some of the monsters that are going to be in the game initially. Yeah, you are, brother. I know. Troll fighting trolls, dog. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe reveals new track and new playable characters. Over the last year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has steadily added new content through the game's Booster Course Pass. Today, Nintendo revealed some of the new content coming in Wave 4. I have no doubt about it, dude. No, I don't think it's going to be free. The next wave will drop in spring 2023 and it will feature a brand new track based on Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Players can also look forward to the release of a new racer in the form of Birdo. Cool. Like Yoshi, Birdo will be playable in a number of different colors. In addition to her classic pink design, it looks like players will be able to select colors such as blue, yellow, orange, and red. Go orange, dude. Each wave of the Booster Course Pass DLC consists of 8 tracks, but Nintendo did not reveal which others players can expect to see in Wave 4. 24 new tracks will be added to the game throughout 2023 for a total of 48 tracks added to the game. New content for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe can be acquired in 2 different ways, either through the Booster Course Pass, which costs $25 on the eShop, or it can be acquired as a perk through Nintendo Switch Online plus the expansion pack. The expansion pack costs $50 per year, but subscribers lose access to the Booster Course Pass if they switch back to the regular subscribe plan or if they cancel. As such, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe players have to decide which choice makes the most sense for them. Um, yeah. 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 Yeah, dude. Yeah. We'll also discount the battle pass to $48.99 and the season pass for the DLC. It's 70. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, dude. The DLC that'll be out in a month and a half, like, yeah, I know, dude. Game Pass is a game changer, man, no doubt. Here's the Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition unboxing. Check this noise. Square has released a new unboxing video for Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition. It's looking like a pretty stunning set. You'll only have to pay $500 for. You're getting a gorgeous art box with art by series mainstay Yoshitaka Amano, as well as a detailed statue, a pin collection, and more. A few weeks back, we got to look at an adorable retro pixel art video. That was really cool. Yeah, created to show off the world of Valisthea. Now, as we move towards the June release date for Final Fantasy 16, Square has shown off what you can expect if you pick up the rather pricey collector's edition. Um, First up, the video shows off this special collector's edition box, which has a piece drawn by Amano. It looks suitably imposing and epic. Next, we see the game's regular box art, followed by a detailed look at the beautiful statue depicting the Econ's Phoenix and Ifrit locked in combat. Love Ifrit, dude. Following that, the video shows off the impressive looking metal icon pin collection, Econ, with close-up looks at icons like Odin, Ramah, and Leviathan. The collector's edition will also come with a steelbook and a cloth map of Valisthea, which you can use to immerse yourself in Final Fantasy XVI's gritty world. As well as the above, a number of in-game download bonuses are also available if you pick up the collector's edition. You'll get a bonus Braveheart weapon, as well as 2 accessories in the form of the Kate Sith Charm and the Scholar's Spectacles. Picking up the collector's edition will also net you a digital art book and soundtrack. All in all, dude, whoa, the collector's edition is looking pretty beautiful, as it should, considering that it'll set you back a whopping $350 when it launches. You'll probably already know if this is something you're going to want to splash out on, but if you do, it looks like you're getting a high quality set here. Final Fantasy 16 launches on June 22nd. It is, as the name suggests, the 16th mainline installment in the long-running Final Fantasy JRPG series. Okay, hold on. One second. Sorry. Wait, what? Yo, it did link for me. What are you talking about? It linked. Oh, weird. Yeah, it links, dude. We're good. No worries. Thanks, dude. Let's see this. Just saying. That was all for this. I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you just got $350 to toss around, then there you go. You can probably find the unboxing video in here too. I'm not gonna watch it, but if you're interested, all right. Yeah, I'll read it right now. Let's see what is this, dude. Oh, wait, what? It's Wild Hearts on. Hey, this is what you're talking about, right? Wild Hearts on Xbox Game Pass or on console or PC. Wild Hearts is another big release in a packed February and bringing co-op action to the fore with hunts against huge behemoths called Kimono. Yeah, we know what the game is. What better way to get more players through the door? Xbox Game Pass has seen Monster Hunter Rise gain plenty of new hunters in the last few weeks. Could it do the same for Wild Hearts? Uh, Good news and bad news. Start with all latter. So bad news first. Wild Hearts will launch on PC, Xbox Series X and S, not coming to Xbox One, but it won't be arriving on day one with Xbox Game Pass. It's a shame, but not unexpected. After all, Monster Hunter Rise actually launched in 2021 on the Switch, then came to PC in 2022, finally came to Xbox and PlayStation in 2023, whereas Wild Hearts is a brand new launch. Don't throw away your Karakuri Katana just yet, though, because the game will get an EA Play trial, which means you can play a chunk of the game. Yeah, I'd already heard about that. Even better, you can do so starting on February 13th. So like 4 days. Game's website explains you can play up to the Gates of Monado as part of the 10-hour free trial. If you weren't aware, EA Play is included in Game Pass Ultimate, so if you have the combined membership for console and PC, you can jump right in. That means that while Wild Hearts isn't on Game Pass, you can still sample the action game regardless if you're an Ultimate subscriber. Yeah, well, I mean, but here's the deal, dude. Because it's being published by EA, right? So the big difference here being Microsoft has nothing to do with this game, right? So yeah, but I mean, so if Microsoft, I guarantee you, dude, if Microsoft was publishing this or if it was one of their developers underneath them that was making this game, then it would be on Game Pass day one, right? But it's not. So that's why I didn't expect it to be on Game Pass, anyways. So, I mean, not that that doesn't ever happen because yeah, they get contracts out and stuff. But this being an EA published game, dude, I really didn't expect it to be on Game Pass day one. You know, uh, it's not Microsoft's deal though. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft has nothing to do with this. So yeah, I mean, you're saying that buy the game at 70, and then maybe if it flips, we'll throw it on Game Pass. It'll probably come to Game Pass eventually. But this is all EA, dude. You know who EA is, you know, and so to expect a game like this to come to Game Pass day one, that's some pretty wishful thinking, dude, coming out of an EA, you know. So I wouldn't have expected it in the first place. Again, I mean, about any single game that ever gets made uh, as a proprietary Xbox developed game, whether it be an any of the Xbox studios, it's always going to be a day one release on Game Pass. But that's not what this game is, right? So that's why you can't really expect that, especially coming from EA. Dead Island 2, a fifth character presented in video game news. Uh, in video game news. Okay, I read that really weird. As its release approaches, the game from Dam Buster Studio continues to fuel its communication by introducing a new hero. Despite a long wait, sorry. As its release approaches, the game from Dam Buster Studio continues to fuel its communication by introducing a new hero. Despite a long wait of several years and a recent postponement, Dead Island 2 will look great in the coming weeks and future multiple playable characters. Here's the thing. Dude, this game's scary too. Uh, this is a game that I think they started development on this like 8 years ago. It's changed hands to different developers, things like that. This is a scary one, dude. It looks like it could be cool, but because we've seen some extensive gameplay stuff, and they've got cool mechanics in it, like being able to actually hack into enemies' specific body parts. It shows like cleaving into their bodies and stuff with different kinds of weapons. Like, there's cool stuff going on with this, but dude, I'm telling you, there are indicators for games that show that there's been bad stuff going on in the development process, which makes me skeptical. And I highly advise staying, away from certain games on release until maybe the reviews come out and give you a good idea, excuse me, of what you might be able to experience. Right? This is one of those games, dude. For several weeks now, the developers have wanted to regularly offer videos that describe the attributes of each of the protagonists that it will be possible to embody. In particular, we got to know Danny, Ryan, and Jacob. This time it's Carla, character who doesn't seem to have cold feet. Trade mechanic, seems to live only for adrenaline and therefore enjoys excellent stamina. Also, when your health reaches a critical threshold, you'll be able to benefit from a slight health boost thanks to one of your abilities. Mosh Pit's ability will also grant him a burst of damage when surrounded by multiple infected. Carla seems destined primarily to rush through the crowd rather than strategize for a stealthy approach. You'll also be able to use short and medium-range firearms like a particular shotgun. As a reminder, the study teams also want to highlight one of the novelties of the game, the procedural dismemberment system. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. This will allow players to deal more and more damage as you rip flesh. Afterwards, bloodshed and explosions of vital organs will be on the program. Dead Island 2 scheduled for a April 28th release on PC, PS4, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Let's watch this real quick. This is gonna be mature kind of content. Hey, it's pretty graphic and violent, so just know that.
I'm getting up close and personal.
Okay, that was it. Sick. All right. Well, if you need more in that article, then there you go. Shush your mouth. Nintendo adds Game Boy games to the Switch at last. Yeah, we saw this in the Nintendo Direct yesterday. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games are here starting today. What you get depends on what your subscription tier is. Wick was trying to rip on Tetris yesterday. Apparently couldn't get through the tutorial at some point in his life. Great game, by the way. Great game. After years of wondering when Nintendo would make its Game Boy games playable again, it's finally happened. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games are hitting Nintendo Switch Online today, bringing some serious classics to the mix. The news was announced during today's Nintendo Direct, where plenty of other games were introduced. It's great news for anyone who has a Switch Online membership, and the games even have local multiplayer, but there's one catch. Game Boy Advance games are only available for the setup subscription members who have the extra cost expansion pack. This brings the expansion pack's extra game platforms up a notch with N64, Sega Genesis, and Game Boy Advance games. The Game Boy games Nintendo has at launch are Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, Kirby's Dream Land. The Game Boy Advance games at launch are Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, WarioWare Inc., Kururun, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap. More games are coming, and a few were teased, including the Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games, and Pokemon games. For now, though, there's already a lot to dig into today. Yeah, a lot of hype around that, man. A lot of hype. It's very cool. It's good. Last article I have. So if anybody has anything to add, then let me know and we'll discuss it before we move on to trying to get some gaming in today, as long as my voice holds out for Hogwarts Legacy, okay? Metroid Prime Remastered digital version available now. Yesterday's Nintendo Direct was full of announcements and reveals. None more surprising than Metroid Prime Remastered, the first Metroid game. The first Metroid game makes its way to Switch consoles. Will new visuals and lots. Dude, this is written terribly. What? This is written terribly. This is not the first Metroid game. But this is a game. I think this came out originally on GameCube, if I remember correctly. Metroid Prime. But it's been remastered. It's coming to Switch. With new visuals and lots of gameplay improvements. Apparently, digital version of the game is available now, and a physical version will be available on February 22nd. Check out the new trailer and more details below. Check it out. Yeah. Love some Metroid, baby. The first Metroid Prime game has been remastered for Switch with HD visuals and enhanced sound. Explore Talon 4 from the perspective of Samus Aran, but beware, there's more to this alien planet than meets the eye. When hostile creatures attack, fight back with beams, missiles, bombs, and more. In addition to remastered visuals, this version adds modern dual-stick controls, allowing you to move around while separately changing your point of view. It's also the first time this classic game can be played on the go. Yeah, man. What is it going for? Um, Digital 40, physical 40. Yep. So there you go. That's what you can expect to pay US. So, convert that to whatever region you live in, and that's what you'll be looking to pay for Metroid Prime Remastered. Again, the physical hasn't released yet, I don't think. Releasing later on this month. But you can go ahead and grab the digital version if you want. It is already out. Cool. Last thing. Oh man, hold on. Let me show you. Sorry guys. Stop this. Stop this right now. There we go. All right. Here you go. Don't forget to get your free games, man. It's the last. Dude, you literally got about 2 hours left to grab City of Gangsters and Dishonored: Death of the Outsider on Epic before they're no longer available for you to have for free. Then it will become a recipe for disaster, and we'll see if anything else pops in. We'll get notified today in our Discord channel. We got a bot that usually pops off about what games have become available for free, and we know Recipe for Disaster will be one. We'll see what else. Okay. You guys rock, man. Let's get this going, and we'll segue out of here. There we go. Wait, what? Cool. What do you mean? I mean pinky. Good news segment, man. I know the past few have been very long, so but I have a good time going over this stuff with you guys and staying current. Sometimes. So we're gonna move on to some Hogwarts Legacy today. It might not be a super long stream. It just depends on how I'm feeling physically, dude. I'm a little bit beat up. My throat's hurting pretty bad. How long my voice can hold out and stuff. So we'll see. But we're gonna game for a while. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you very much. If anybody is getting to check out any of our content, whether it be live or you know, highlights on the Twitch channel, VODs on the YouTube channel, all that stuff, try to come hang out with us, man. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, and we do video gaming news to begin all the streams, and then we get into all kinds of gaming antics afterwards, and we just have a good time here, man. We laugh a lot, we have a lot of fun, and I would love to see more people come hang out and be a part of what we do here. So other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Happy Thursday, and I will catch everybody tomorrow for more news, which will be February 10th edition of Video Gaming News. Cool.